Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to DV Live City Talk. I am Amanda Acom, the marketing coordinator for Desert Valleys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and share this post with everybody since we did take that break and we are back on. And today I'm welcoming back Chip Holloway. Hello.
How you doing, dear?
I am good. I am back.
Thank God you're back.
I'm just thankful not to be pregnant anymore. And it's not summer.
Yeah.
Because it's the fair. We're talking about the fair today.
Yeah, fair's a sign that things are cooling down usually.
Yes. Hopefully no W.
No.
Hey. Come on. We all know. We've all lived here. We all know what's going to happen with our
But that's when we had the spring festival. The fall festival is usually pretty good.
So before we jump in, what is a fun fact about you?
That I was on the game show Card Sharks.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not really a well-kept secret anymore because they still play it all the time, like 3 or 4 times a year on the game show network here. And that somebody in Ridgecrest will text me a picture of myself with 30 less pounds and 30 more pounds of hair. I actually had a perm. So my hair looked like I stuck it in my finger in a plug, and I had a little mustache. And I missed probably 60% of my questions, but I still won because I got good cards. I won like 15 grand, which is real money back in the day. But I think somebody told me you can go and Google it or on YouTube and CBS Chip Holloway, and it's there. I don't know. I obviously don't want to see it again. Well, I was there.
I just want to see you with a perm.
Yeah, it's impressive. I'd take that back right now. This is my new perm.
There you go.
Some in there, spread it around so it looks like you still have some.
We'll get you some extensions. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have any. This is all my real hair right now, guys.
It's my real hair, too.
I'm thankful just to have hair.
Yeah.
So, yes, the fair, it's coming back up this week.
Yep, Friday night, the 21st. 22nd and 23rd.
And gates open Friday at 4, I just found out.
And there's no reason. We got $5 fair entry this year again, which was a booming success last year. So there is no reason you can't come to the fair all 3 nights.
Oh, yeah. So
it's cheap.
That is for everybody, right?
Everybody.
Everyone's 6 and up. 5 and up? 6 and up.
6 and up.
Okay.
And we have no discounting because it's easier just to do this. And people seem to have liked it.
Awesome.
Parking, because people ask all the time, I don't know why, but I get the parking question too. And parking's $5. And remember, if you grumble, because people grumble about parking, but the parking revenue is the biggest fundraiser for the Cub Scouts of America in this town. So when you're going through parking and paying the $5, you're really donating. We split that with Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts.
The Cub Scouts.
Yeah, I'll get in trouble if I say Boy Scouts. They'll eventually be Boy Scouts, but right now they're Cub Scouts.
Okay.
And they do a great job, but that's what you need to tell yourself when you're grumbling. And by the way, we're probably the cheapest parking of any fair in the state of California. So.
Okay, so speaking of that, I was just down in Anaheim for a concert. $35 was the cheapest parking, and you were still having to walk about half a mile up.
I didn't go, but I had some friends go to a concert for Kenny Chesney at SoFi Stadium, and it was $80 to park. So,
jeez, a few of our friends just went to a preseason game at SoFi. This guy was parking 4 cars in his backyard. Mind you, it's LA. I'm like, do they even have backyards there? Right. But he was out there watching the game on this little tablet or whatever. $40 to park in his backyard.
Yeah, that's big. And even you mentioned fairs. The Fresno Fair, is in a location that probably 40, 50 years ago when they built it, it was way out in the boondocks, and it's now right in the middle of a residential neighborhood. Uh-huh. And people do that all around that fair.
Really?
People park in people's yards for whatever price. And they're happy. Orange County, too. Orange County Fair is in the same boat where they've even started limiting their admission every day, which is actually improve the customer experience because it's not so crowded.
Yeah.
And it's kind of made the neighbors happy because they don't have people parking in everybody's yards, because people would park even when there wasn't parking in their yards.
So we're spoiled here at $5, and it's a fundraiser.
$5 fundraiser, and the farthest you can walk is just enough to cover that corn dog or funnel cake you're fixing to eat. So it's a good little walk.
You know me. The fair food is always my favorite, next to the pig
And
races.
we do. This year, I'm almost worried that we have too much food. So there's a good variety of food this year.
So
I'm
see,
excited.
perfect reason for everyone to come all 3 nights.
Absolutely, because you're going to get stuff you can't get anywhere else.
So speaking of that, do we have like the deep fried guy back? Deep fried like grilled cheeses and all that?
That guy's here with the rainbow grilled cheese sandwich. And then that same guy is one of my longtime vendors. He just started a new thing called Lemonade, because if you remember his other, it's called Matty Moose. It's his other trailer, and I heard it's really good. It just was off the hook because he was at AV Fair and he was one of their #1 vendors because people like that lemonade so much.
Is it like with ice cream or something?
I
Like
don't know.
moo?
I have no idea.
I figure there's some milk something in there.
I don't know if it's just because he's playing on a name or he got something in there, but it's a good product evidently. So.
Well, I'll be there. So what else, now that we're talking about that, who's back from last year? And
the #1 guy that's back that everybody in every survey we do loves is Jack Spareribs, the pirate. And he'll be with his monkey. I can't remember his monkey's name. It starts with an M, but Merlin or something is his little sidekick.
I want to say, what's the one from Friends? Marcel?
No, but he'll be there. Come here so you can learn the monkey name. He's back, and then
if anyone knows it, drop it in the comments and prove us wrong.
Jeremy the Juggler's back. Mickey O'Connor's back, and then I think that's the only 3 that are back from last year.
Okay.
Now, Skip Banks, the balloon man, who's hilarious, is back. He was here a couple years ago. He does a comedy show, and he actually puts himself inside of a full-size balloon. He puts his whole body inside a balloon.
Wait, a grown adult in a
grown
balloon.
adult, older than me, frankly, and he does that. And his show has a little bit of everything, and he's just going to be in the food court.
Okay.
He does his show right on the ground. And another person that's back that we've been trying to get, we can't always get her, but we got her again, is Tina Marie, the comedy hypnotist. And she's hilarious, but usually who she brings up, which is always great in this town because everybody knows everybody. And so she can make some people look like fools up there. And that's always fun.
Oh, that's a fun
to
time.
videotape and put on YouTube and hold that hostage for ransom for your friends.
Bank that away for later.
Right. And then
I wonder if we can convince my husband to go up there and do that.
no. Say, she kept trying to get me to come up there. I don't think I could ever be hypnotized, but they say you can. But the butterfly experience is back too. We've had that. We didn't have it last year, but a couple of years where you go in there with the butterflies and you they got the little swabs and they land on you and the kids love it. And it's a mellow experience for me when things, it's like,
you just said mellow and kids in the same sentence, Chip.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
But the thing I'm most excited about that's new is live shark encounter.
Yes.
So we have we're going to have a tank out there with live sharks, and there's 3 or 4 shows a day, depending on what day you're there.
Okay, so when you say sharks, is it going to be like smaller scale sharks?
I think there's 5 or 6 foot sharks from the videos I've seen. You know, you never know until they get here, you know, if the sharks didn't make it through the fair season or what. But he has a couple sharks, and then he goes in there and he feeds them during the show and does, you know.
And you'll be feeding them, right?
I might. I've offered it as a gimmick. I'll do anything to get you to the fair. So
famous last words.
Yeah.
But be hypnotized.
I'm a certified scuba diver, but I don't have any equipment anymore. So I told him if he has the equipment, I'll do it. If it brings 10 more people into the fair, I might do it Saturday afternoon. But
all right, everybody.
Watch Facebook to see if it really happens.
Everybody, get on this post, like it, share it. Say, I'm only going to the fair if Chip does this and feeds the sharks.
Yeah. I'm trying to talk Eric into doing it, but I think the tank will overflow. So I can't put Eric in there.
We'll just have his arms in there.
Yeah.
We'll just have him dropping
There's
stuff
people
in.
that pay to see his arm dangle in there.
That's funny. So what else is new coming this year?
From a Grounds Act standpoint, that's new. The other big thing that's new this year is we got a professional rodeo. Not professional rodeo contractor bringing in a real rodeo because since I've been at the fair, we've only had volunteer rodeos, which are great, but
okay.
they didn't have the variety of events that we're going to have this year.
There's a very big lineup of
Our
events.
lineup is incredible for the rodeo. It's completely sold out from entries. They sold out in like 3 hours. So we've got, I don't know all the different things we have, but I know we've got every category is full and people are on standby. But
So
the one that I'm excited about is bull riders, 10 bull riders, because
Yeah.
people like bull riders. People that don't like rodeo per se still love bull riders.
Everybody
So
loves
that's it.
bull riding.
Yeah,
It's so crazy. I actually had to, when the rodeo was announced, I messaged one of my friends. She does barrel racing. And I was like, what does all this mean? Like, what is even any of this? And she was
there's
telling
breakaway
me.
roping and bronc riding. and
Mutton busting. I'm
mutton
excited
busting,
for
that's
that. We
another
all
big
know
one.
this.
Yeah, that's one I've been asked, people have been asking me for years. And so that should be a great event.
I'm definitely excited to go out there and watch that, you know.
And then they're going to do because they do have way more people that want to participate than can be in the actual rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to do slack, what they call slack. People that know rodeo understand this better than me. So on Friday night, there'll be team roping. It's free to the public to go watch. And then you pay an entry with the rodeo folks. But they're going to do that Friday night and then on Saturday morning.
Okay.
You know, and speaking of the rodeo, our junior livestock has a whole new group, that committee that's putting that together.
I did just get to meet the new chair.
Yeah, Kaylee.
Kaylee, yes, we definitely did our annual donation to them, and I'm very excited.
And she's a
for them.
perfect example of why you support junior livestock. She literally grew up in Ridgecrest, started showing animals when she's like 5 or 6 years old, and now she's the
It's
chairman.
full circle. Yeah.
She's the chairman. Her mother's helping her, Terry, and they've got a great committee. You know, it's their first time, so be nice to them. But so far, they're doing a great job, and they hit the ground running. And then, if you can, come support their auction
And
at
that's
4 o'clock on Saturday.
Okay, and then the rodeo is
The rodeo's
to
at 8.
follow.
And the reason rodeo's starting a little later, but we didn't want to compete with the auction because the auction's what the kids need to start over next year.
Yeah.
These kids work all year to raise these animals, and they don't have their mom come knock on the business's door to pay for my baseball. They literally get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and work all year to get to this point, and all they're asking for is somebody to buy their animals so they can do it again. So that's a worthy cause.
I have a question. Can they show chickens in that? Because my son would definitely be all over that.
They did have chickens years ago, but right now you got the bird flu going all over. So the avian flu is not
the avian
bird
flu, that's right.
And so there's no chickens this year.
Because I was going to say last year I didn't remember any chickens there.
I
But
think chickens. There's an issue with chickens this year. And there's also an issue with rabbits. So
really?
yeah, but we do. I think they have 6 steers this year, which is a lot for our little fair.
That is a lot.
So I think they have 6 steers and they have some calves.
Well, especially the cost of raising them right now.
Right, right.
But
And
I know that just dawned on me since my son will never mutton bust. I'm a little sad about that.
it's temporary. He'll come around. So the grounds acts, that's pretty much the grounds act. And the music this year, I'm really excited. We've got 2 people that I've been trying to get. The first one is Raised on Radio. It's a guy that does Tom Petty, Brian Adams, and
yes.
the Cars. And he literally changes in the character for each act. And
I think I saw him. Was he at AV Fair a couple years ago?
He might have
or
been.
maybe a few years ago now.
But his name is Michael Furlong, and he's pretty popular in the fair circuit. And then the other group that's very misleading, if you just read their title, you're going to think maybe I'm not interested in that. I encourage you to show up for this group. And they're called the Outlaw Mariachi. And let me just explain it this way. There's a buyer. When we do our conventions and we're looking for bands or entertainment, they have what's called a showcase where each band gets to perform for 10, 15 minutes for fair CEOs. And we we start booking them for fairs. And there's 78 fairs in California. I think they got booked this year for 35 fairs.
Whoa.
That's how popular they are. And they come out with the whole machismo, Latin machismo, and the black leather, and they've got a couple of girls that play
all the
fiddle.
guitars and everything?
But then their music is like Leonard Skinner and Otis Redding, and just a plethora of different music genres. But they're great entertainers, so they're fun to watch. And that's the reason I have them Saturday and Sunday night, because I think word of mouth.
2 chances.
Yeah, because anybody that sees them Saturday, I think there's going to be some buzz that you got to go see these guys.
Okay.
But I encourage people, if you don't just take a knee jerk reaction, go check them out, because they're fun to watch. And because most fair COs are even older than me. So for us to like them, that's rare that many people like them.
And especially if they're booked for that many fairs.
Oh yeah, they were actually at Bishop and AV.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I was a little perturbed about that, but they're great, and I've talked to all the fair managers that had them, and they said they had a great time, and they have their own following. They have a great website too, the Outlaw Mariachi. The Outlaw Mariachis. If you go in there, you can see a lot of their stuff.
Well, maybe there's already some word of mouth from people going to Bishop and AV, and now they get the chance to see
we've had
them.
people call us because they have their own fan club. And
Really?
and they say, are they going to be there? So that should be fun. And then we're looking better on vendors than we did last year. COVID really hurt vendors, and vendors in general for the fair has been a declining industry because of social internet purchasing and everything. And unless you got something that's really the unique that you can't go
or
on
something,
Amazon and buy, it's hard to get those guys to show up.
Is that made in Ridgecrest?
No, that's just regular traditional vendors like Leaf Filter's going to be there. Which you guys see that commercial all the time. And you can go talk to them in person. And I think we got some air filter companies, some bigger national ones. And there's usually a mattress company and
do we have oyster shucking yet?
I don't think we have oysters this year. I've never been approached by those guys, but they're at a lot of fairs. But you mentioned Made in Ridgecrest. That was a new idea that came out of an event we did in July called Christmas in July.
Okay.
And we had so many local vendors that are just regular folks that craft and do unique things that I was impressed.
That was one of the Friday night markets, right?
It was the same. It was the same. It was the day after I think they were on Friday night market was a Friday, and they were on Saturday. And some of the same people were in both. But so we got Sage Halls, all people from Ridgecrest. Oh. Some of them bake goods. Some of them make unique items. So that's going to be a cool thing, and I hope that will grow. What about the train? We got the trains back, but the train was in Sage, but we're going to move the train to Joshua.
Okay.
So Joshua will have the train in our still exhibits, and a sad story to report on Pam Todd ran our still exhibits the whole time I was at the fair, and then she assisted with it for about 25 years with Barbara Manning, and she passed away in July.
Oh, no.
But the happy ending of that story is her daughter, Christina Owens, said she felt a calling to pick up the mantle for her mom.
That's awesome.
She has agreed to so go in there and check out her work and be kind because it's her first time. And so it won't be as big because we got started late because this happened right in the time when you normally would have started.
Yeah.
So they're kind of feeling their way, but they've got some good, people bringing in stuff today. They've already got some good stuff. So go in and see the train and see the still exhibits. And then every one of us can do something for still exhibits because you can do pictures or table settings or baked goods. So make that your goal to be a still exhibit presenter next year. So
I'm going to have my kid go out in the backyard and get rocks.
Right.
Be like, here's his geology still exhibit.
Another thing, pay attention because some people don't pay attention to this. But we made some improvements at the fairgrounds to get ready for the fair. We've painted all the buildings. Yeah, our buildings are not the horrendous green anymore. They got a nice desert color, soothing. And
then the bathrooms are resurfaced?
Resurfaced the bathroom floors, and we have a new Desert Valley's logo in the floor that's compliments of Ryan Abatoy at RAD Custom Graphics, and he does a lot of stuff to help us at the fair. And then you've seen a couple really cool ads for the fair that you might see on Facebook or whatever.
Those fancy videos?
Yeah, those fancy videos are another local company, and it doesn't look like it's a local company. It's Raw Media, and they give us a killer deal. Otherwise, we couldn't afford them.
And shout out to those guys for helping us make this happen.
And they were willing to work with us when we couldn't even pay them anything. And now at least we can pay them a little something, but it's not as much they would charge most people. But people in this town need to take advantage of that because it's a great resource that you wouldn't expect in a town our size.
I think that's one thing about our town, especially like even with the fair. It's, the biggest little fair?
Yeah, the biggest little fair.
Like we actually have a great resource here if people start tapping into it. You don't have to go to the big cities for everything.
And our fair is one of it's probably the safest fair and friendliest fair in California. And I actually had the insurance inspector here. They do a inspection right before the fair, and I asked him, what do you think the best fair is? And he goes, your fair is actually my favorite fair. And I'm like, what? You know, because I always want to do more in my fair. But he said what he liked about our fair was just more like a traditional fair, where these other fairs may be, you know, OC County, I call it OC Fair, Orange County Fair. I'm getting it twisted.
Yeah.
Or Del Mar, LA County. Yeah,
They're doing
big,
more.
overly produced, and nobody knows anybody. Our fair's like people. Sometimes that's the only time they see each other at the fair every year, you know, and it's a big social gathering.
I like it because last year was the first time where I really experienced it as a mom. And I was like, it's exactly like I remember going to the fair.
Right.
Minus JJ the Clown. But I was like, the way it's set up, everything, it's like, it's comforting to know.
And
like,
it's and nothing's too far away.
No.
You know, sometimes I got to argue with vendors on the phone because they have no idea the layout. Like, I need this spot. And I'm like,
you're going to be a little buddy.
Every spot in our fair, people are going to walk by. It's not like where you're on the back 40, like, you know, the new vendors at Fresno wait 20 years to get to the front.
You're not like way out in the boondocks.
But I'm really impressed on our food vendors, though. You know, it's a big deal when we get a real food trailer. You know, we usually get pop-ups, and not that they don't have great food or whatever, but I think we've got 5 of the big food trailers like you see at the big fairs this year, which now I'm struggling to figure out how I'm going to get power to all those guys at the same time, but it's a good problem to have. But
what type of food you got this year?
they got everything. They got the fried stuff, the fried Oreos, the fried Twinkies. We got
barbecue.
There's a guy that's literally bringing his grill, and I gave him permission to cook all night so he can always have fresh stuff every day.
Oh.
His name's OG Barbecue.
Okay.
And he's probably going to run out every day. So if you want barbecue, go see him first.
Interesting.
First thing at the fair. And there's a couple cool new things. I just can't remember them all because I've got fair brain freeze right now.
I do have a new local barbecue vendor that I'm probably going to throw their name out there for you next year.
Yeah, send 'em
Miss
out.
Opal's Barbecue. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I saw her. She cooked for the high school rodeo banquet. And
so they also cooked for the races in town 2 weeks ago. I got a tri-tip from them. Amazing. And we just ordered a private catering. I guess weekends they do private caterings. I'm getting ribs. So
we're trying
let
to
me
get
tell
her,
you.
I don't think we're trying to get her to be more focused just on that. I don't think that's her main gig. She does it for fun, you know, and she's so good at it that people are encouraging her to do more.
Good. So good.
The other thing, you know, all our tickets are available online at the website.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go in person and get tickets, you can get fair tickets only at the fair office, the actual entry tickets. But if you want pre-sale ride wristbands, the wristbands went up this year to $30. But if you get them pre-sale up to 4 o'clock on Friday, they're only $25.
We have them here at Desert Valleys.
At Desert Valleys, they're available online. They're available in the fair office, and they're also available at Red Rock Books and Drive Through Dairy.
Okay.
The Demo Derby tickets, they're available they go up to by $5 on Sunday, but anytime before Sunday, they're available at
Desert Valleys.
Desert Valleys, TNT, and Napa, and online.
And we do have them. It's adults $20,
and kids $15.
6 to 12, $15, and that includes Sunday's admission to the fair.
Yeah, the rodeo tickets include Saturday's admission, and the Demo Derbies include Sunday's admission. The prepaid wristbands do not include admission.
Right.
That's sold separately because people ask me that question a lot. And then
Pre-sale rodeo is at Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply has, if you want to physically hold a ticket, but you don't really have to. And we got a new thing. We had it last year, but not that many people took advantage of. Text your ticket. Which if you just go on your phone and text 760-760-2226 and put ticks in the message, the link will come up and you can purchase every one of those tickets I just talked about on phone.
Look at you guys getting all fancy in the tech world.
And another very important point, because last year I was upset. A lot of people were upset. They bought pre-sale wristbands. So many people bought pre-sale wristbands that there was a long, long wait once you got in the fair. Mm-hmm. So this year, Butler is going to put a booth before you even come into the fair to go get your pre-sale wristbands.
Oh, that's nice.
You scan them with them, and then you don't have to wait in that line. And the other thing that people need to be aware of, the carnival is totally cashless this year. So there's no people. You're going to go like to an ATM to buy tickets and everything. It's not, you can still use a card, but
no cash transactions.
no, there's going to be, everything's going to be, you know, they're going high tech and, but they will have people there to show you how to do it, you know.
One thing I'm excited for, on top of having our ATM there for any other services for y'all to go buy your barbecue or fried food, like myself, we're introducing the kids zone.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even mention that. Kids zone is an area we're always frustrated, and parents are frustrated because we can't get enough rides for the little kids, so they run out of things to do. So we got an area that we created just for the little kids. It's going to have a petting zoo and 3 bounce houses. Is designed for kids 10 and under. It's sponsored by Desert Valleys, and it'll be open to probably to 9 every night. And we'll put a couple tables in there, so if the moms and dads want to go get a soda or something and just chill while they watch their kids play.
I'm just excited to sugar my kid up, and then he can just go run and jump and bounce in the house.
Right. So hopefully that's a big success.
So if you guys see our ATM, our mobile unit,
it'll be right out.
It'll be right on the other side over there.
Yep. And then if you want to know the schedule for the times of any of these events, the full fair schedule is on the website, and it comes up on your phone really well.
Okay.
It's designed to show well on your phone. And it's subject to time change on some of the events, but or it might be 10 minutes earlier, 10 minutes later. Typically, it's going to be later than earlier. But just go on there to get some idea. But there's about 4 or 5 hours, depending if you watch a band or not, of free entertainment for your $5 admission.
That's just wild.
Yeah, if you watch every show, easily 5 hours of free entertainment.
That's crazy. So, well, thank you again for being here, talking about the fair. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
I'm
excited. It's just a lot of work.
I mean, it's the best 3 days.
I hate any complaints. I just want everything to be perfect, and it never is. But you try for that.
You just got to learn from it.
Yeah, and we try to be a little bit better every year. And I tell everybody, and I stick to this today. If you don't think it was a great fair, I'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
You know, but we really try hard.
Well, and I remember just from last year, from us talking about the fair, talking about how many people wanted a rodeo back, and it's back.
Right. We always try to do something different, and we try to always make an obvious improvement to the grounds that people see. Another thing I didn't bring up too that I just remembered, we totally tore out right when you come into the gate, thanks to Bernie's landscaping, because he donated the majority of the cost of this because we couldn't afford it. We tore out an area, and there's going to be a patio there, and it's going to be concreted off, and they're going to put benches. So if you want to just drop your kids off the carnival and hang out and people watch, there's going to be a nice little shaded area where people can hang out.
What?
Yep.
You guys are doing all the things to improve this year.
Yep.
So for $5, go check it out. You get hours of free entertainment, and then see all the improvements that have happened.
Yep. And remember, that's the money that we get to make improvements is from the generated revenues of the fair every year.
So instead of chasing our tails saying we want improvements, go to the fair, enjoy it for $5, and maybe get a turkey leg.
Yeah, we actually got turkey legs this year too.
What?
Good call, yeah.
Look at that.
If he shows up, he was having a little trouble with Kern County Health, but I think he's going to be okay.
Look at that. Well, if anyone has anything possible to add to the fair, drop it in the comments. I'll get it over to Chip. But I think this year's fair, I couldn't ask for more.
No, there's plenty to do.
There's plenty to do. Lots of new things. You know.
Just pray for great weather.
It'll be just fine. It'll be Ridgecrest.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Remember, Friday at 4 o'clock, the fair opens. So get down there and enjoy the time. Don't hassle the Cub Scouts. Just
www.desertempirefair.com.
Perfect. Bye, guys.